we're live. I have a buddy who was trying to figure out our IT issues here at the start of the show, and somebody asked me about him. I said, well, he's, how do I put this? He's stone smart. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Eagles making moves on the PHLY Eagles podcast coming up. EJ Smith is here. Let's talk about it. You're not going anywhere. And welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast on a Thursday afternoon, a big bracket day, live from the Xfinity studio. Wulf, EJ Smith. We are presented by our friends at Ashley and Bet365, where winning is everything. And that's what we're going to try to do on the show today. We're going to try to win this episode. EJ, how you doing?
Oh, man, I could run through a brick wall right now. Let's win the episode. Got to have urgency. Attack every day with an energy unknown to mankind. Does it bring back memories?
That'll do it for me on this episode. I'm good. All right. Eagles making some moves. Now, after the show yesterday, we did an emergency podcast on the Andy Dalton signing, and there's some interesting information we have learned since then that we will talk about in a little bit. We will also talk about what you learned from Jonathan Jones and Marquise Hollywood Brown earlier today. We're going to get to the Jake Elliott news, which is a little bit interesting, but let's start the show today talking about the two new additions the Eagles have made today. And let's start with the right people, presented by our friends at TrueMark Financial. And let's begin here, EJ, with the idea that Howie Roseman is up to his old tricks.
How dare you?
And it really reminds me of like the idea of, you know, like a middle schooler coming home and he's in trouble for something. And he really sells. He's like, you know what? I learned my lesson. I'm gonna turn my life around. I promise. And he does like the bare minimum check box. I mean, the idea that the Eagles we really need to change the way we think about the tight ends. And we're bringing back Dallas Goedert. We're bringing back Grant Calcaterra. We'll sign Johnny Mundt for you, and then let's bring in another receiving upside project at tight end.
I would like to push back a little bit. Okay. And I think that this is going to be a theme throughout the show today, which is I think we have moved into, at least with these last few signings, this is more about, let's give this guy a good runway into training camp, see what happens. I think if you're overreacting to these signings, which you are, for the record.
I'm not overreacting.
Then you can
tell the people who we're talking about.
We are talking about Stone Smartt. So I can give you a couple notes on Stone Smartt. Here's 27 years old, converted quarterback from Old Dominion. He had a couple of stops in college, but he ended his career at Old Dominion. Do you know who he overlapped with at Old Dominion? Former Eagle. One of my favorite Eagles that I've covered, actually. In terms of Fulton. Just like in terms of like having like the Linsanity run. That was very fun.
Yep.
Overlapped with Travis Fulgham at Old Dominion. His best season as a tight end came in 2024. 16 catches for 208 yards. I would say that this guy has big Tyree Jackson vibes, which is to say a flyer on a converted quarterback with tight end, a tight end build in the NFL. Hasn't really put it together yet, but yeah, maybe he's interesting.
He had a worthwhile season 2 years ago with the Chargers, before he was with the Jets last year. And listen, he is an actual tight end. I think there are more blocking chops than you would have expected from a player of his background. This is an absolutely totally reasonable, smart thing for them to do.
It is just a smart thing.
It is just very funny from a Howie narrative. Like, this guy could not be more of a Howie project at tight end.
Yeah, I know that you know this, but I just, for the sake of the conversation, I need to say that they can get a combo tight end in the draft. They get a dirty work tight end. They can get a baby Johnny Mundt in the draft. And also, don't erase my boy Cam Latu right now. They've got some blocking tight ends in the wings. It's not all receiving threats out there.
I'm going to move on from that. No, listen, I think, and as you said, all the moves they're making right now are reasonable moves to fill out a roster for training camp. Stone Smartt is here to push Grant Calcaterra.
Yeah,
probably.
That's that. I think that is a perfect framing. He is competing for probably the 3rd tight end spot, maybe the 4th tight end spot on the roster. And he has a nice runway to do it now. He's going to be able to do the spring program, be there throughout OTAs, learn the system so that when training camp is here, there won't be any excuses for him to not give that competition his best effort.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just, it is funny given the sell from Howie on like and here's the other thing. I don't think that's what they should be doing. They shouldn't just be bringing in a bunch of blocking tight ends. Like, that's the only thing we care about now. The receiving part of playing tight end is more important.
I don't know if I agree with that because of who I am as a person.
It is harder to find tight ends who can actually contribute in that phase of the game than it is to find tight ends who can block.
It is harder to find someone who can make a difference as a receiver. I guess. I don't know. It's easier to find somebody who's like league average as a blocker, maybe. I'll concede that. But like finding a guy who's like a dude in that area, like there's not that many of those guys.
No. Okay. So yeah.
Don't besmirch the dirty work tight ends. You know that, like, you're talking to me here.
Well, yeah, but the market bears it out too. I mean,
those guys get paid more than you expect.
They get paid more than you expect, but they don't get paid as much as the guys who catch the ball.
That's fair. Yes.
Okay. And so the Eagles maybe have the right person.
Oh yeah, we've erased EJ Jenkins from this too.
I have not erased EJ Jenkins from anything.
While we're still in the right people, EJ Jenkins is also part of this competition.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for the right people presented by our friends at TrueMark Financial. Stone Smartt happens, and then we get. What are you laughing at?
It's been a good day for the chat so far. I'm sorry. The baby Johnny Munt thing in the chat was funny. We might need like an emote or something in the chat for that. And yeah, there's a funny super chat. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Well, let's get to it now, because otherwise you're just going to be distracted the whole time. Cash Squatch says, all-time Bo quote yesterday. I will attack them when I want to attack them. referring to the show's most of you devoted viewers and fans.
It's objectively very funny. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And you know what? I stand by it. And I think those of you who are devoted agree with me. You know when you deserve it.
Now you know why I was laughing.
Now that people are coming, now we got to make sure everybody's liking the videos.
Yeah. Know? Now that I know what the chat is capable of. Yeah. Now when the chat mobilizes what they can do, we gotta keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Just like before the show, I was arguing with you about who was going to make the point about the Tyree Jackson comparison. And I was thinking, if the chat mobilized...
That's my lane. I came up with that.
Like, I had a good tweet about it.
You didn't have a good tweet. You just posted a picture of him.
It was a good tweet. No, that's like... I don't want to get too much into this, but that's what good tweets are these days.
That's not true, because they're
vague.
There is no such thing as a good tweet.
That's true. But like vague posting has become a real thing. Are you familiar with like vague posting?
Oh, sounds so interesting.
It's better than like looks maxing. Vague posting is like you post something and like you have to go check the replies to figure out what the guy's talking about.
This is all very, very stupid.
It is. I didn't say it was. My good friend Jeff Nyberg would say it's all vapor.
I'm getting ready to attack you all again. Okay, ready? Every single one of you, get off Twitter. Enough.
In the A block. Nice. Could have saved it from overtime.
No. There's nothing there for you. Okay? All right, now, after Stone Smartt, the Eagles bring in an announcement of their own.
Dameon Pierce.
The kind of signing that moves the needle so little that the team announces it themselves.
It is very interesting that the team announced it themselves. I'm not sure that that's like a reflection of it moving the needle not enough. I would say it's probably, I don't know who Dameon Pierce's agent is, but maybe it's a smaller agent. Maybe there was, and this will be part of what we talk about with him. And this is a guess. This is a genuine guess, not informed at all, not an educated guess. It made me wonder if like the medical was like, let's see what let's make sure that like this is on the actually over the goal line before we announce it.
I think that's a good read, because there's supposedly he is talking to the media today, which means that he's already in there. And they announced it when he was.
They announced it when he signed his contract.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't think the team would. I mean, listen, the teams aren't usually the ones that I mean, if they agree to terms, I mean, you might hear it from either side, right? But I almost wonder if it's like the player side was like, let's wait until the physical's done.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Dameon Pierce, who had that really good rookie season with the Texans when he was just under 1,000 yards, was breaking a lot of tackles, running heavy, and then has basically done nothing since then. He's got like 700 yards combined over the past 3 years, had a little cameo with the Chiefs this year, and seems to just not have it in his legs anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. He was a really fun player.
Really fun to
college
watch
and his rookie season. Yeah. He got waived midway through last season, landed with the Chiefs. To me, this is another Howie Roseman archetype of a player. I think the best case scenario is like a Tank Bigsby, especially.
No chance.
You don't think so?
I don't even think he can bring you that.
I think absolute best case. I think worst case scenario, you're looking at another Rashad Penny or A.J. Dillon. Running back with injury history.
Those guys made the team.
Yeah,
but they
shouldn't have.
Kerryon Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
They shouldn't have.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is worse for him to make the
to
team.
Actually make the team. Yeah. Nah, I think it's a reasonable flyer to take. It's funny because I was looking through his injury history before the show, and this is like off of Injury Sharks, which is like a fantasy tracking site. So not to say I wouldn't have missed something here, but it seems like it's just ankle sprains mostly. He had a hamstring in 2024, but he had a really bad ankle sprain at the end of the 2022 season, and then he had another one in 23. Like Lane Johnson's talked before, if you have a lot of ankle sprains in a short succession, sometimes like it leaves scar tissue, and you really can't use your ankle like you'd want without even like the tightrope surgery that repairs that.
Yeah, pretty not ideal for a running back.
Yeah, it takes time to recover from that. So I'll be curious to hear what the last few years have been like for him from a recovery standpoint, because he's a fun player.
Yeah, I mean, he was a fun player. That is the problem.
Right.
I'm sure he's getting no guaranteed money.
Yes.
Totally reasonable bet to take if you can, bring back the spark that he had once upon a time. That's great, and it adds to the room. I think he's there to fill out the group. There are some people who are pointing to hit like some upside as a kickoff returner.
Yeah, I have seen that.
He's never done it. I mean, if he could still do that at this point in his career, he would have been used in that capacity. He has 20 kickoff returns in his career, including 4 last season and 9 the year before. I mean, it's not how he's been used, and I would be surprised if he gets that job now.
I'll say it again. The new kickoff, you do typically prefer to have running backs in your stable of returners rather than wide receiver types or other positions. So maybe they feel his like physical profile fits the description of what they're looking for. But yeah, I think you shouldn't overstate what the signing means. It's a training camp competition signing. It's more about getting these guys in the building early rather than really significant investment in what they're going to turn out to be.
Should also say not a ton of upside as a receiver over the course of his career. He had 30 catches that rookie season, but not a lot since then. So,
how do you feel about Fred Johnson's chances of returning now that they have a Florida Gator on the roster?
Lower, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
checks the box.
Is there anything wrong with having multiple? You think Howie doesn't like to lead too far into it?
To chomp whoever wants to come.
Don't like how that sounded, but the Gator chomp is, I mean, there's the greatest like college football gesture. This one right here. You see how my pinky's all messed up? It kind of messes up my Lindsay's doing
up the V.
The V.
What's that? She's piecing.
But the Gator chomp, it's pretty good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Stone Smartt, Dameon Pierce, who has a better chance to make the roster?
Oh man. That really puts in perspective how little a chance both of them have. Like, it's hard. I think Stone Smartt.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but like, he'd have to hope that they don't draft a tight end early, and then he'd have to beat Grant Calcaterra out in training camp.
Yeah,
that's his path.
Yeah, that is the problem, I guess, is that they're still more likely to draft a tight end.
Yeah,
for sure. And that really squeezes the room. Whereas I don't think
they could carry 4 running backs.
They're going to draft a running back, and if Tank Bigsby gets hurt, then maybe Dameon Pierce makes the team.
Yeah, maybe. They're not going to trade Tank Bigsby. I don't know.
I think I would go slight edge to Stone Smartt.
Yeah, I'll take Dameon Pierce just because I think it's close and it'd be fun to be on the other side of it.
By the way, we did have a super chat yesterday that we forgot to mention, which we were talking about the draft that we did, where I had drafted Quinn Miners and took you down. There was a good point made in the super chat.
It's been quite an A block.
that unfortunately the Washington Commanders are not going to be able to. No, they are interested in trading for that player because the owner is into minors. And with that, we will head to break on the PHLY Eagles podcast. On the other side, what's up with this pay cut for Jake Elliott, the deal that he took to guarantee his contract, and Andy Dalton, spicy contract? Interesting. Stay tuned.
Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. The only app you ever need to play all your favorite casino games in the palm of your hand. Play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows, Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders, and all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours as well. So go to betparx.com and download the app right now, and you'll enjoy the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play, you play to win, you bet BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Do you really want Jalen Hurts returning punts? What about DeVonta Smith playing nose tackle? No, of course not. It's not worth the risk, the time, or the money. You keep your stars focused on what they do best, and the same idea should apply to your business. For small and mid-sized businesses, competing with bigger companies isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. With competition heating up, you can't afford to fall behind, and AI goes way beyond ChatGPT. I know it can get overwhelming fast. That's why having a trusted guide like Togo matters. Instead of buying expensive AI tools, Togo helps you build exactly what you need at a fraction of the cost. Togo streamlines your operations by handling customer service, accounting, order management, logistics, admin, data entry, and even complex multi-step processes without the cost of building it all in-house. Every engagement starts with free process mapping, and Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins. Programs start as low as $1,000 a month and are built to scale without breaking the bank. Visit Harness Togo and mention PHLY for a free operational assessment.
Welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast by Wulf and EJ Smith. Let's get into the big deal presented by our friends at Wawa.
Shout out Wawa.
And the big deal today coming to us from special teams, which is a bit unusual, but we have news on the contract front for Jake Elliott, EJ.
Yeah, so this is according to our friend Mike Garafolo. The Eagles restructured Jake Elliott. Well, they agreed to a contract restructuring with Jake Elliott that will save them about $250,000 on the cap in exchange for having his 2026 salary guaranteed, which signals Jake Elliott's going to be the Eagles kicker next season. Mm-hmm. I know some fans had questions about whether or not they would provide competition for him in training camp and, open the door to moving on. This closes that door. He is going to be the Eagles kicker in 2026.
What do you make of this deal the Eagles are making to save a little bit of room and really not that much cap room?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is it? It's only
it's $250,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But to say, okay, Jake, you're our kicker with no out.
It surprises me a little bit. I mean, it brings me back to something you've said on the show, which is that him and Braden Mann have the same agent, and maybe trying to lower the cap hit for the special teams unit was part of the equation here. The Eagles have a good amount of cap space, currently. Not for this upcoming season, they have a decent amount of cap space. So it does make me wonder what they're accounting for, what they're planning to do with that space. Mm-hmm. But it surprised me a little bit. I didn't think they'd move on from Jake Elliott. I think, I actually take Nick Sirianni at his word there. Generally, that they have a lot of confidence in him. I think they didn't have a lot of confidence in him by the time the season ended. But long-term view, I think they do feel like he is, someone to have confidence in. So yeah, I wouldn't have been shocked if they brought in competition in training camp, but it also doesn't surprise me that they've guaranteed a salary for next season.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because now listen, even if you brought in competition and that person beat out Jake Elliott, you're going to be taking on dead cap and cutting Jake Elliott, right? So that's not ideal. That's the sin of this contract is the contract they had signed before.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
I also think it is probably the right thing to have Jake Elliott be your kicker. I mean, I think that the mountain of evidence is overwhelmingly positive for him. He has some down seasons, but I think the leg strength is still there. That's what matters most. I think he's going to be fine. Watching the shot, didn't go in. TCU wins.
Oh, that's bad for me.
Why'd you have Ohio State going to the finals?
I mean, I think I had him going a couple rounds.
Okay. I think this is probably good business.
Yeah.
At this stage. At the same time, this is a team that is complaining about how tight they are against the cap.
Yeah.
And they are committing a pretty relatively significant portion of the cap to the kicker and the punter.
Right. And that's why I am a little bit curious, like what they are complaining about how tight they are to the cap. I'm curious, like what are they trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? Like I actually don't have a good answer. Is it a Jalen Carter extension? Is that really going to affect this year's cap so much that you're worried about that? You know, the proration affecting this year's cap. I'm worried. I'm not worried. I'm wondering what the next shoe to drop is with some of these contract restructurings. By the way, just a quick aside, did you see like Dallas Goedert's cap hit this year is like minuscule? He's got 4 void years on the 1-year deal.
Yeah. It's Howie special. I think the really cap hit is more than that. It's just that the salary is the minimum.
Yeah, but still, his cap hit is also like they're doing the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the big thing is that next year it won't be such an onerous cap cut.
Right. Which is
that can
important.
Spread out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can just keep pushing it on down the line.
They'll take their medicine one of these years.
To what degree do you think the Eagles' salary cap philosophy is a bet on the end of the world coming?
I don't think it's, well, somewhat, but I think it's more a bet on, and some Eagles fans aren't going to want to hear this, but like, it's a bet on like the acknowledgement that at some point they're going to have a disaster of a season. Like it is going to be like accelerate all these void years, all this dead money onto this team where we have like high schoolers playing for us, basically. I think that is kind of what the acknowledgement is. You know, 2020 was kind of a snapshot on it where they did take their medicine, as Howie Roseman has said. And I think that's when you maneuver the salary cap like this, you're setting yourself up for those aggressive rebuilds where you are going to only use a small percentage of the cap, which I think most Eagles fans can understand the trade-off there, and I think it actually does make sense. But yeah, I think that's more what it is than like the actual world. And
but that's baked in.
I mean, somebody's gonna have to deal with that eventually.
Big deal. That is your big deal.
It's very existential.
Presented by Wawa. I mean, they'll take the Browns up on this offer to trade.
Yeah, the second I saw that, I was like, what could go wrong?
That is, they have to protect the teams themselves and not allow them to do that. They have to vote that down.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it would create interesting, like, different philosophical strategies for different teams.
The incentives.
I think it'd be kind of fun
bad for bad GMs. It's
but
I really think they have to protect the teams from themselves on that front.
I don't know if I agree. I understand what you're saying. It's probably bad for the league if like the Cleveland Browns trade their next 5 first-round picks for a quarterback that probably won't play that many games for them. But at the same time, like I think it would be fun to see like what teams could do pushing all their chips into one or two seasons. You'd get more super teams.
I don't think that that's really true.
I think the Eagles would be really aggressive if they could do it.
I don't know that.
I do. I think they'd be aggressive if they could do it. They'd also value future picks, but they'd be aggressive. What they would do is that their pick outlook would be a total mess. Like they'd never have their own first rounder. They'd have 2 other teams' first rounders. It would be that type of situation. Our friend Jimmy Kempski would have a field day with that.
Well, it's built-in content.
Yeah. All about team content.
Speaking of dumb things related to the league, the JC Treader thing, which we haven't talked about yet. What are the players doing?
I mean,
they're just gonna get railroaded. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the latest Pablo Torre episode?
The latest one?
Yeah.
Was it, so it came out, what, yesterday?
Or something like that?
I didn't listen to that one,
He was
but
the, director of security at the NFLPA.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I have to listen to it because I was going to say I commend Pablo Torre's work on this because it really was eye-opening for me how the NFLPA is so much. It's just like it's made up of like independent contractors. Everybody always looking out for their own best interests, and that is why they so often can't push in the same direction against an organization that is always pushing in the same direction against them. It's sad. So
I mean, yeah, like total fraud, that guy. So they're gonna get railroaded.
Yeah.
The idea behind pushing for a business-friendly leadership structure.
Yeah.
In a labor union. What the hell?
I completely agree.
Losing my pen?
Through your pen, you're so outraged.
All right,
yeah.
let's talk. Speaking of cap stuff, Dandy Andy.
Dandy Andy.
Now, we talked about the move yesterday.
Yeah.
And the initial read was maybe not necessarily a precursor to a Tanner McKee trade, but the cap number, I think, changes that a little bit. What do you think?
I don't like how you...
Well, I lost my pen, so I got nothing to do with it.
I don't like the wiggly fingies. That's something. Yeah, so he's due $4 million next season, which is significant, especially for your third quarterback. I would still caution against the notion that this trade means that much for Tanner McKee, because the more I thought about it, are you really like what we said on the emergency pod was that this at least makes it easier to trade Tanner McKee. You could draft somebody in the 6th or the 7th round, and you don't have to worry about them being your number 2 quarterback in week 1. But that means that Andy Dalton's your number 2 quarterback. Are you really comfortable with Andy Dalton being your backup quarterback? And do you think the Eagles would be? Because the Eagles really value that position, and I'm not sure that Andy Dalton at 38 years old is actually like Eagles level backup quarterback.
Oh, I think he is.
I'm not sure.
I mean, we're just talking about them crying poor about the cap. They're going to pay $4 million. You're going to use that for the number 3 quarterback? To me, this does make me think that Tanner McKee is going to get traded.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm not saying that they won't trade Tanner McKee. I think it's entirely possible. The way that Howie Roseman answered the question a month ago, didn't discount it. I think it's going to take a good offer. I saw our sister station PHNX has Tanner McKee in the thumbnail today. I think there's going to be interest around him. I think it's a matter of what the cost is. But no, I don't. I think you trade for Andy Dalton because you feel like he brings experience to the room and he gives you some optionality in the room. But no, I wouldn't go so far as saying that, like, if they went into next season with Jalen Hurts as the starter, Andy Dalton as their number 2, and like an undrafted rookie or, a late day 3 pick as a number 3, that doesn't feel as good of a quarterback room. They had Sam Howell as their third quarterback last year. It doesn't feel as good of a quarterback room as they've had in years past.
Well, it depends what they are able to get back from McKee. Like Andy Dalton is absolutely a top half of the league backup quarterback.
Maybe. I mean, he was Carolina's backup last year.
Yeah, and he beat out Bryce Young the year before that.
Yeah, that was the year before. He's old.
Well, I know
he's 38.
I understand that, but
he's gonna turn 39 in the middle of next season. I'm not sure
that much money for a number 3 quarterback is absurd to me when they're crying poor about the cap.
That part I can understand. I was surprised when I saw the cap hit. I don't think that makes me feel more strongly that they're trading Tanner McKee. I see, like, I understand Dalton is like a fine backup. He is like, most teams would be okay with him as their backup.
I think
the Eagles aren't.
I think you are underselling him.
Yeah, he's 39 years old and he wasn't great last year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you he's ready to go win a playoff game tomorrow, but
yeah, again, if it's Dalton as a number 2 and like not an anonymous, but a late day 3 pick, I don't think that is not what we've seen the Eagles do in years past.
Okay. Then it's a crazy trade.
It's a 7th rounder. That's probably, if you're Howie Roseman,
it's not the cost.
If you're Howie Roseman, that's what you're saying. It's, the cap hit is something you take because it only costs you a 7th rounder to get him.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I agree with you that the cap hit surprised me. That much we agree on. I just think, like, what does it mean? I'm not positive that leads me to say, oh man, Tanner McKee's gone. What do you think the market is for Tanner McKee? You think a team will trade a 2 for Tanner McKee?
I think it's probably a 3rd.
You think the Eagles do that?
I don't know.
If I'm the Eagles,
I think they would like
I
it
want
to be.
a
I think they would
conditional
like it to
third.
be like a
Yeah.
4th that turns into a 3rd if he starts X number of games, and a 2nd if that team makes the playoffs.
I think if you're the Eagles, you're hoping for a conditional 3rd that turns into a 2 if he starts a number of games.
Yeah, I think they would take that.
And do you think a team will pay that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's the question.
All right. Time to take a break here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. On the other side, Jonathan Jones flew into Philadelphia. Boy, were his arms tired. Ooh, it's bracket week. It's all starting on Thursday. And you know what that means? 64 teams, 63 games, 63 chances for you to win. Because winning is everything at Bet365. And thanks to Bet365's early payout offers, leaving early has never been safer. If your team is up by 10 at any point in the game, Bet365 will pay out your bet right there on the spot. It is that simple, because at Bet365, they know that the city with America's best fans also has America's worst traffic. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the app today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please gamble responsibly. Must be present in Pennsylvania. $10 minimum deposit required. Bonus bet wager excluded from returns. New customers only. 21 and older. Time limits, minimum odds, and terms and conditions apply. In-app only. Void where prohibited. Bet365, where winning is everything.
Starting something new can be terrifying. Before I joined this show, I remember thinking, what if nobody listens? What if my co-host does a terrible accent for the entire show? But sometimes you've got to take the leap. And it definitely helps when you've got the right tools behind you, like Shopify. Shopify is a commerce platform behind millions of businesses worldwide and about 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From major brands to people just launching their first idea, Shopify gives you everything that you need. You can build beautiful online stores with hundreds of ready-to-use templates, and Shopify's built-in AI tools can help write product descriptions, page headlines, and even improve product photos. Plus, you can run emails and social campaigns, manage inventory, handle shipping and returns, and track analytics all in one place. They've even got a 24/7 customer support service that has your back at all times. So it's time to turn those what-ifs into real dollars with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/allcity. Again, that's shopify.com/allcity.
What up? We're back. Talked to some new Eagles.
We did.
Over the past 24 hours. What did you learn?
I think the headline, I'm not going to bury the lead, is that Jonathan Jones is an aviator. He flies planes as a hobby. So he flew up his own plane from Charlotte to Philadelphia to sign his contract. I mean, what a flex.
Big flex. What kind of plane was it?
He said it was a TM. And I did Google TM.
Tanner McKee.
It's not a Tanner McKee.
Todd Martin.
Oh, now I'm worried I
Martin.
got it wrong because I can't find it now. Tri-motor plane? I should have had this. I'm sorry. I didn't write down the note. The plane. You don't care at all. Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like it, Trent McDuffie.
Okay.
He's a fun player. That's all I have to say about it.
I bet that's going to mean that they have to write some stuff in the language of his contract that they're worried about.
Maybe. maybe that's why he flew the plane to sign the contract. Maybe it's like, this is my last chance to fly it in a while. But yeah, seemed like a nice guy. Yeah.
What was his comportment?
What do you mean?
Like, was he like excited?
Joyous or?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say that he seems like, I mean, like selfishly, I'm going to describe him as like a reporter. Seems like a good talker, like warm personality. Even through Zoom, you could kind of sense that. So I think he's going to be good. Usually the Eagles, I mean, the Adoree Jackson role, the Darius Slay role, that is like, they usually have a a good presence about those guys. So I think he fits that description.
And was he asked about Pellegrini?
He was.
What did he say?
Had good things to say. I don't remember exactly what he said, but positive things about Mike Pellegrini. Talked about being impressed from afar about Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Generally.
Darius Cooper mossing him?
He did not. He was not asked about that. You weren't on the Zoom.
Hey, Jonathan, remember when Darius Cooper caught that ball over you? Man, that was awesome.
I don't think he would agree that was awesome.
I mean, he recognizes it's kind of an honor to be the first one of obviously many over the course of the next decade.
I'm sure he was honored.
Lost like that.
He's had some tough Eagles memories because he was on the Patriots when the Eagles beat them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Said he remembers the green confetti following him. He was injured for the game. He was on a scooter, so he's like scooting across the field, and he's got the green confetti following him.
Maybe he will be the key to us finally getting to the bottom of the Malcolm Butler decision.
You should do that. That sounds like a great Wolf's Den.
Spoken like a man who doesn't know anything about the Wolf's Den.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't that be a great Wolf's Den?
It's too football.
Oh, it's not like nonsensical enough? Oh, I mean, you're a good reporter. You got different ways.
I'm okay.
You're a good reporter.
I disagree with you.
All right. Disagree with you, disagreement.
Hollywood Brown. Had some very nice things to say about Jalen Hurts.
He did, yeah. So he has played with some great quarterbacks, obviously, in his career. So he was asked about how Jalen Hurts stacks up with those guys. And Hollywood Brown said, seeing how he's able to make stuff happen, how composed he is, his deep ball, and just how he's able to lead was all attractive. I knew you were going to laugh at that. For me, he's a Super Bowl MVP. I feel like he stacks up as a top quarterback in this league. I'm fortunate enough to be here with him and the rest of the team. I'm excited to come in and help.
And what was his comportment?
He seems, honestly, yeah, he has a good personality too. They've signed some good guys who I know are going to be nice in the locker room to walk up to and bother. But yeah, he talked about how him and Jalen Hurts had conversations when Marquise Brown was headed to the NFL draft. He was considering coming back to school, so him and Jalen did cross paths there. Said that him and Grant Calcaterra came into Oklahoma together. So he said, G-Calc is my guy, my man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
They were like recruits together.
Sure.
So.
G-Calc is my man.
G-Calc. Yeah, I think he either called him G-Calc or Calc. One of the two.
Love that.
Yeah.
Ultimate vibes guy.
I was the one who asked him that question. And I said, do you have any relationships with anybody else in the building? And I think he was taken aback by me using the word relationships.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? What are we talking about here? He said, I found this very interesting. He said, I feel like I haven't played my best ball. I feel like all that is still in front of me. So here in Philly, I'm ready to introduce Hollywood to the city of Philadelphia. It's a good quote.
It's a good quote.
Yeah. Said that he feels more explosive than he used to. I think, he really is, he had an interesting perspective on the injuries that he's dealt with and how he wouldn't change anything about how he found himself in Philadelphia. He's got a very positive outlook for what's to come.
I would say, not to pour water on the idea of Hollywood here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you're being the opposite of Pollyannish by saying
I don't think there is a single position in the NFL that has less team-to-team variability in terms of performance than wide receiver.
I mean, we've seen it.
I think change of scenery for a wide receiver. Wide receivers are who they are, and they are usually who they are by at least the second year of their career.
Yeah.
Whereas even quarterbacks can develop over time, and offensive linemen can find the right system. I think tight ends, maybe it's just a longer development curve, but maybe once they are who they are.
Yeah, although the top guys would
take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Corner is a little bit like that, but there's more variability in the level of performance.
Yeah.
Linebacker, you saw with Zach Bond, that can really change. I think safety is probably like that as well. I think wide receiver, Hollywood Brown's numbers are very consistent over the course of his career across 3 schemes, I think that's the level of performance you should expect from the Eagles, which is not bad.
Sure. Yeah. I did find it interesting that I know you laughed when I said it, but he specifically talked about Jalen Hurts' ability to throw the deep ball.
Yeah.
It's something that he hasn't been quite as effective, Hollywood Brown that is. You would expect him to be that effective in those areas. He hasn't quite been. And I think, in tandem with what Fran said a few days ago about him being, an option on jet sweeps and on underneath routes where you can get the ball in his hands and get him running after the catch. I do want to see what it looks like with him as a field stretcher because, that's a strength of Jalen Hurts' obviously, and it should be, at least theoretically, a strength of his as well.
It also reminds me, it does, the way that we were talking about the Stone Smartt edition.
Yeah.
Howie has kind of hit a bunch of his little kinks this offseason that are just a lot of typical Howie moves.
Yeah.
You got a former first-round pick wide receiver. You got a tight end who used to play quarterback who, could develop. There was one more in my head. But, there are a couple, very Howie moves that they've made.
Oh, it's Dameon.
You got your Florida guy.
Yeah, the Florida guy.
Another guy who, I remember when he was good.
Yeah. I wonder if Hollywood Brown came on a pre-draft visit to the Eagles. While I find this out. Oh no, never mind.
I am so stoned, dude. Stoned. Oh, there's a tight end named Stone, dude. Oh, we should totally sign him, man.
It wasn't my favorite of the ones, but that was good. It was a layup.
Not the best.
Yeah, it was a layup. Yeah.
But I do think the operating philosophy of the offseason is coming into focus.
I'm trying to think of which one is my favorite. I was going to sign a tight end, but then I got high. It was really good. That was good. What do you think Howie thinks when he watches these?
How does he know?
Certainly, to call it 9-0 is probably being a little bit even not giving it enough credit of him seeing these. I'd say it's maybe 25%.
99.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be sandbagging this.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's thinking when he watches that?
How does he know?
Okay.
He's thinking, does he have a camera in here, man?
He's paranoid. I don't think Hollywood Brown took a pre-draft visit with the Eagles.
Okay. But yes, they were linked together as a real possibility at that pick. Okay, super chat. I'm going to let you think about this one, EJ. Okay, we're going to go to break, and on the other side you can answer this question. The super chat question is dream blunt rotation from the current roster.
How many are in a blunt rotation? That's my first question.
It's up to you. That's your dream.
Okay. All right. I'll think it up.
You don't want too many people,
Can I do I'll figure it out on the other side.
All right. On the other side, EJ's dream blunt rotation of the Eagles roster.
If you love the NFL Draft, then this is your edge. The Die-Hard NFL Draft Guide is built and based off of thousands of hours of film study, being boots on the ground, Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl, Combine, talking to scouts, talking to coaches, really getting a feel for where these players are best going to fit and project in the NFL. We're talking hundreds of players in this class.
There is no comparison. This is the best draft guide for Eagles fans. You get player comps, you get all the data, and you get Fran's insight. And here's the bottom line. There is nobody in the entire world who is better suited to be an NFL draft expert and an Eagles expert than my good friend, Fran Duff.
All right, so what are you going to find in the guide? Well, you're going to find player comps. You're going to find strengths, weaknesses, physical tools, analytics, highlights, analysis from all across the space, everything you need to try and determine who are the best players for your team. You get access to the guide if you're a diehard, and you'll also get access to a couple of individual breakdowns I'm doing specifically for your team. All right, look, if you want surface level breakdowns, you can get them anywhere, but if you want independent thought, if you want thorough breakdowns on all of these prospects, become a diehard, get the guide. Or you can get access to the 2026 guide for just $26. Let's win draft season.
It's about to be one of the best weekends of the year with college basketball on all day, every day. And Sling TV can give you guys the access to games and more control over how and where you tune in. They really are one of the most flexible ways to watch live TV with flexible 1, 3, or 7-day pass options. That means instant access to live TV for the men's and the women's tournament. They've got great deals on day passes, just $5 to get access for 24 hours. And here's my favorite part. If you purchase any pass from Sling and a 12 through 16 seed makes it through the round of 16, either in the men's or the women's tournament, then you get your next pass for just $1. So make sure to get signed up at sling.com/underdogs today. Again, you guys will be really rooting for the underdogs with this one. And remember, if an underdog wins, then you win too. Live TV your way. Learn more at sling.com/underdog. No purchase required. To learn more and see the full rules, visit sling.com/underdog.
Back in the PHLY Eagles podcast by Wulf and EJ Smith. We had a whole bracket we were going to do today.
Do it tomorrow.
Of unlikely things that could happen next season. We're gonna work our way through that bracket.
You know what we could do? Oh man. YouTube boy over here is really about to set this thing on fire. He's going to pour some gasoline on it.
All right.
So we have our regions. We've done 8 each. What if we ask the chat? Comment after the video after the show. Comment some unlikely things that could happen next season. And maybe we can have like a field of, what would that be? Math.
I need another 16.
32?
Or we could take away some of our own.
We could take 16 from them and we could do a field of 32.
Okay.
We know what they're capable of now. There's no more
Right,
babying
so
the audience.
Things like Johnny Munt catches a touchdown pass. Nick Sirianni gets fired.
Well, you probably have that one in yours.
Well, I know, but the idea of things like, Saquon Barkley rushes for 1,800 yards.
Might be one of mine.
Things like that. So comment below the video. Things like that.
It's got to be a comment so we can save it though.
It's got to be a comment. Toss us some suggestions, and then we'll put it all together in a big bracket for tomorrow's episode.
And if we don't get enough comments, then we won't do it, and it'll be your fault.
And we won't even do a show tomorrow. So,
ooh, now we're talking. I'm kidding.
All right, are you ready for your dream blunt rotation?
Yeah. So we're gonna keep it PG. It's brief overtime.
What do you mean keep it PG?
I'm not smoking with these guys. I don't do that, and I wouldn't want to make them do that either. So we're gonna make it a little bit cleaner. This is just like a dream, hang out. Yeah, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna we're all adults. We can have a beer. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the beer rotation. We're all gonna be sitting around
sipping on
in a circle.
Yep.
Not the same beer. We're gonna all each have a beer. So I saw in the chat that your rotation usually needs to be 5 people. I think I've got 6, and I'm gonna stick with my 6. But 1 is a former player at this point, so I think that's fine. I'm going with the 3 obvious ones. As a reporter, I want to hear from these guys in a natural setting. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown. Let's hear from these guys. Let's get some unfiltered thoughts from these guys.
Saquon's talking your ear off about crypto.
And then from there, I do have some vibes, guys.
Okay.
Some guys who I think would be good for comedic effect. DeVonta Smith is the obvious one.
Okay.
Some of our listeners, real listeners, will know. Jahad Campbell is on that list too. He's got a big personality.
Yeah.
He's going to be bringing the vibes. And he really is kind of like, especially with Saquon, he feels like the little brother a lot of the time in a way that I think would be fun. And then you got to have Nakobe Dean in there. I know he's not a current Eagle anymore, but
this is just a hang. This is,
that's what I said. We're just hanging.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you my answer. As it was intended. I think I've got 4 people here.
Okay.
Now I do have Jalen Hurts because I think you'd get a different side of Jalen Hurts in this.
Well, yeah.
In this capacity, but I also want guys who are, it's got to be good vibes. We can't have Jalen and AJ together. It's going to throw everybody off.
No, maybe that's what they need.
Jalen, Jordan Davis, who is going to keep the vibes high,
bring some cookies,
make us laugh. That'll be good. Jordan Mailata. Maybe
that was so bad, bad.
Not very good. Maybe at some point the 2 of them harmonize. We get that going. That's fun. And then my other one, who I feel very good about here, Zach Baum. because if we're trying to have some deeper intellectual conversations, Zach Bond is the one who I think can bring that to the table. Also, Zach Bond and Jordan Davis, they can talk Pokemon. Everybody here has little touch points with each other. I feel like I have nailed this, and I look forward to making it happen for a video, which you can only watch on PHLY.
I don't think you're going to be able to get that to happen. Yeah, I don't know about Zach Bond. He's a very thoughtful guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I could see that going either way with him in that group.
I feel very good about that, Joe. I have no qualms about that at all.
I think the nature of the conversations that I have with Zach Bond versus the ones that you have with him are very different. So that's probably why we feel differently about it.
I feel great about that group.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have. I mean, we could have done this all day, and I wouldn't have gotten to Zach Bond. If you had to include 2 coaches, who would you include? Oh, I know my 2.
Well, Vic for sure.
It's Vic and it's Bobby King.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby King would be really strong in there. He's got a great personality.
No, he's too scary.
I don't
start yelling.
I don't agree with that. No, I don't think he's scary.
I'm going Vic and
what about Wash? Wash should be fun.
Probably Joe P.
Joe P is a good one. That's a really good one. Joe Panunzio. Yeah, he's a vibes guy for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going Bobby King and Joe Panunzio. I mean, sure, like Vic in theory would be fun, but if he's actually there, he might not be fun. You think Bobby King is scary and yells at people?
Well,
Vic is scarier and yells at people probably more than Bobby King. I think you're like miscasting Bobby King as like a yeller.
He's definitely a yeller.
No, he seems more nuanced than that to me. His players love him.
I think he's a very good coach.
Connor Barwin. He's not a coach.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Front office guy.
I feel very good about my group. Let's do it. Let's do a poll, Lindsay. Who had a better blunt rotation?
You're desperate. You've lost like 4 polls in a row.
No, please. This was not even close.
I don't even think I would win this poll. I went chalk. I went with the reporter answer.
Weak.
Yeah, have fun winning the poll.
All right, super chat. Another one to get to. Sorry to give you extra work, Lindsay.
Yeah, you just got Lindsay doing everything.
Dinkelberg, Howie Roseman, best bid on the show.
That is very funny.
Okay, Hangman Sticks. Good question. Is it possible that the team acquired Andy Dalton so that they could add Tanner McKee into an A.J. Brown trade to someone like the Rams? Needed a backup before they would commit.
It's a fun idea. You guys can clip this if it happens. I have a hard time seeing the Eagles trade A.J. Brown to the Rams. I just have a hard time seeing that. If it were to an AFC team that needed a backup,
yeah, maybe.
I
think you're right. I do think that you were right about that.
Feels very un-Howie Roseman to trade A.J. Brown to one of the most
they would have to really
competitive contenders in the NFC.
Really overpay relative to the Patriots.
Yeah, it'd have to be like 2 future ones or something crazy. Now that's actually a fun one. I know that people are so sick of the AJ talk. Would you trade AJ Brown and Tanner McKee for 2 future ones? The Rams 27 and 28 first round picks, knowing that Matthew Stafford's only playing 1 more year and Sean McVay might retire after the season.
Yes,
I probably do too. It'd be such like a sad thing for the fans because like you're kind of punting on this season. Like you're creating a super team in your own conference. You're creating a super team in your own conference, and you're giving away one of your best players to do it.
Is not making them a super team.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like you're trading away. Although, I mean, your argument would be that you're prolonging the super team by giving them Tanner McKee.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with my own argument.
2 future ones from that team, though, in a potential post Sean McVay world.
I think you got to take that too.
That is one of the more fun fake trades that I've seen around AJ Brown. Because I think the Eagles might do it, but again, it'd be such a depressing thing for the 2026 season.
I don't think that trading AJ necessarily means you're punting on the season.
Yeah, but it's trading AJ to the Rams.
Yeah, but
yeah,
there's no guarantees for them either.
Sure, I mean it's the NFL. There's no guarantees with anything.
Not for long. You know that. You know what I mean?
No fun league. I think no fun league is more fun than not for long. But I also don't need to be lectured about like the fact that it's a business and, all the things that the players do need to keep in mind. Yeah.
New freaking lips.
Never heard that one before.
Nelly Furtado's legs.
Weird one to think of. I'm surprised you came up with that so quickly. I do like a Nelly Furtado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That surprises you?
I don't. It doesn't surprise me. I didn't really have an opinion either way.
I feel like at least I am the perfect age for Promiscuous. Like that song came out at like the perfect time for me.
Way better.
I mean, what year do you think Promiscuous came out? This is a game my wife and I play all the time.
2005.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna go like 07. 2006.
Okay.
Right in the middle. That's a fun game. Have you ever played that game?
Just now.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Okay, name
You
another
song. There's an icebox where my heart used to be. I'm thinking of Timberland songs now. I'm gonna guess.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, you do. Lindsay, you know that song, don't you? There's an icebox where my heart used to be. I mean, I basically just did. You don't know that song?
No.
I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. You don't know that song? Oh man. I don't even know where to go from here. It's a good song from Omarion. All right, you pick a song now. It's got to be one I know though.
Sean Paul Temperature.
Oh, that's a good song. Wait, which is that? Shawty Fire Burning on the Dance Floor?
No, that's I got the right temperature for shelter. You
Okay,
yeah,
that's a good song too.
I got it right there.
I'm gonna guess 2005.
I'm gonna take the under there. I think it's
you don't get the under.
I think it's 03 or 04. Oh, really? Oh man, nice job. You finally won something.
I win a lot of things. You did win the poll though.
Well, yeah, that wasn't even close.
So you liked the chat today. They were right.
Yeah, sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're
wrong.
It
changed.
6-up.
I thought it would have been 69, and that's why she was telling you to look at it. Yeah. 69. All right, okay, boomer. Speaking of like feeling very old, did I tell you guys that I asked my class about TikTok? Did I tell you about this? I was like,
yeah, you did, I think.
This is like so professorial. I was like, show of hands, how many of you are on TikTok? They all raise their hands. And I'm like, oh man, my wife told me to delete TikTok off of my phone for security reasons. And I thought that was like a reasonable thing to say. They all laughed at me. They laughed like hysterically about like, look at this old guy worried about his data security. Okay, boomer.
I think your wife was right.
I mean, I think she was too, but they couldn't believe it, laughing at me.
Okay. The Eagles make. I am. Are you a little bit surprised that the Eagles continue to make these little Dinklage signings, and we haven't had an offensive lineman yet?
It's a good question. I am surprised that they haven't addressed offensive line yet.
Yeah.
And that might be reflective of the fact that they are waiting to see what happens with Fred Johnson, who's still out there. But yes, I mean, it would be unlike them to leave that for the draft. Although they did do it last year. So, there's precedent. Like the
Daniel Fa'alele hasn't signed yet, huh?
What would you have expected him to get?
I don't know.
He would make some sense.
Oh, Cushenberry for the Pushenberry is still out there, and he's a street free agent.
I didn't give you your flowers on that. That was good.
I mean, I've been calling him that for years, so it's not like I just came up with it.
Oh, so that shows that I'm not a true sicko.
Jawan Taylor. I mean, Becton's still out there. Kelvin Beachum. So rudely campaigned against by J.C. Treader and Jalen Reeves-Maben. Jonah Williams, who we talked about, I think would make some sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still out there.
Will Hernandez, dear to your heart.
I don't know.
Oh, you know who Will Hernandez is.
Why am I struggling here? Put me in. Big guard, huh? I like it. Yeah. I don't know why. I was like trying to think of like a nefarious reason you would be bringing him up. Yeah. Pew, pew, pew. Shots. Explosives. It's literally like straight out of Succession.
Big guard. I like it. Who else is out there?
Coyote Awashika.
Oh! Coyote.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
You think in a post-Stoutland world it still makes sense?
I don't know enough about what they want to do.
Okay. I am less surprised now than I was before you read through the names that are still out there.
Well, we can talk about it more in overtime. I am a little bit surprised they haven't signed an offensive lineman from the standpoint of this is a new scheme. It's a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought that there was a template type player who they wanted to bring in as like, this is the guy who can show them how to do what we want to do.
Yeah, like an athletic interior lineman. It's like this is
a Johnny Munt type who, it's like, this guy has been with the scheme for a while, or
translator.
Chris Cooper, not that Chris Cooper is necessarily moving the needle in terms of who they should sign, but somebody to be, the example for the younger guys at least.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And also, maybe there's 4 guys who fit that bill and they're waiting to find out whose price is going to.
I was going to say, I think that my guess after you reading through those names, it wouldn't shock me if they're waiting on one of those guys to finally accept that their market isn't what they thought.
Yeah. Okay.
But they did go into last training camp with a lack of depth at offensive tackle and at edge rusher. And I said on Anthony's show this morning, I think they probably will go into this training. And now listen, there's a lot of time between now and then, but it wouldn't shock me if they go into this year's training camp with a similar hole at edge rusher, like a bunch of dart throws on 1-year deals, but no clear like number 1. It would surprise me if they don't have a swing tackle going into training camp.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, everybody.
This is a fun show.
Fun show. Made it happen.
Aston Villa on in an hour. I'm going to have like 4 different screens on when I get home.
Big flex.
I mean, it's going to be my laptop and like a picture-in-picture. It's not going to be that much of a flex.
It's okay.
But lots to watch.
If you want to watch EJ watch, I don't know. How about $100 super chat?
No. Again, I don't think somebody would do that, but that's not a promise. That we're not doing that, so don't do it.
But please do comment below the video with your possibilities for outlandish or unlikely things that could happen to the Eagles next season, so we can use it for a bracket tomorrow. We will join you then at 2:00 for Lindsay and EJ. I'm Bo. We thank you very much. We will talk to you tomorrow, and as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.